Hello everybody. Konnichiwa, minasan. Welcome back to this playthrough of DeSPIRIA. We're continuing where we left off from the previous episode. I'm here in the control room and I'm putting the blue cube into the computer so we can open up the next area. And I'll probably just go ahead and jump there so you don't have to watch me walking back there. Okay, so we're back in the factory section, and this door that I just went through is now opened. And we've got some pretty powerful mind stream going on in here that Alua can detect. But yeah, it's like the factory here is, sort of sitting in the middle, and around the factory is this secret lab, on the left and right with sections that go underground, and then we got a couple secret sections of it. Whoa, well, that was creepy. Glad to see a bit more horror elements in this horror game. So it looked like, in this chair here, they're doing some pretty nasty experiments on the kids. Jade and Elric. What is this, the Elric brothers? Oh, hey! Speak of the devil, there's our final agent with the ugly yellow tie. Dude, stop staring at me. Well, this one should be a pushover. He's got a knife. The other one had a gun. Yeah, I kind of thought that I was going to have to search for this guy. But hey, he's right there at the entrance. So we're going to get our third cube. Nice and quick. Alright, goodbye, badly dressed agent. Hello, level up. Yeah, that's what you get for just staring at me all day. And don't call me Alua-chan. Definitely not that intimate. In fact, I'm probably just gonna scan your brain here until you melt. Huh, didn't get any information out of him. He's probably proud of that. So he's like, do you think it's finished, Alua? It's definitely not finished, but you're finished. Uh-oh. He's going to do an agent class mind burst to try to finish us off. Well, that was kind of a cool little cutscene, but I think it'll take much more than that to finish us off, that's for sure. Uh-oh, we're starting to black out here. So it seems this thing that Malcolm did is affecting everybody. All the kids are also being affected. So yeah, that was quite the finishing move. But that should be all the agents. And all finished. So we should be able to save the kids now. The only so-called person left is Doc. So let me go ahead and look around this new area. I just stepped in here and suddenly the agent was there waiting for me. So I didn't get a chance to really look around and, you know, scan everything. Yeah, the developers had a lot of fun with the dive parts of this game. You know, just lots of fun with the characters and the text floating all over the place. And once again, you know, it's not really necessary to translate that. It's just, you know, a lot of screaming and, you know, I want to go home, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. It's, you know, it's very repetitious. A lot of nonsense expressions as well. Okay, we're in the server room, it looks like. There's a couple little rooms there, another room there. Those are some creepy servers, that's for sure. Oh, hey. And a creepy doctor person that's been helping the agents, probably. He's a little afraid of us, so he's gonna explain what's going on. This is the server room, and the data is kept here from the DeSPIRIA experiments. And I don't want to know whose blood that was on his jacket. Boy, those servers are weird. See, I'm just looking around, making sure that, you know, seeing exactly what I can interact with and not interact with. Oh, hey. Interesting. So I can... You know, that block is already open. I can modify the different locked areas from here. So this is kind of like another one of the main computers. I chose the first option, which was the factory, but the factory's already unlocked. So maybe I can just use the yellow cube here. Save the trouble of going all the way back to that central computer down below. It'll save our walk. Let me just make sure. So yeah, it says that gate's open as well. So that was the blue one. So the top option is the same kind of as interfacing with that central computer. So let's open the third one here, which is the only one still locked. And we'll use the yellow cube. Doesn't look yellow to me, to be honest, but whatever. Alright, security off. Oh, some information about Doc. And here's a letter. This is kind of an email message or something, apparently. Alua was even mentioned in it. Raven. So is this like the Raven, you know, that helped us in the first place? Raven Taisa? Or is this like a different Raven? I'm not sure, but he had a very similar name, although the other Raven, the katakana is different, so I think it's a different Raven. Two people with very similar names, I think. But anyway, we need to rescue the children. So, in that dialogue there, Lua was kind of guessing, not guess, but, you know, guessing her trust, faith in the church and what they're doing. You know, she said that she trusted them, but apparently now she can't really trust what's going on because there's, you know, something dirty, which we already know, you know, underhanded going on underneath. Thought that guy like didn't want to be killed, and so that's why he was hiding. But I'll oblige him if that's what he wants. Another terrible room of torture. Getting kind of low here. I might want to do a little bit of refreshing. I've been treating this game kind of like a, you know, horror game, like Biohazard, you know, horror survival game, you know, like by not using items as much as possible and saving all my money, etc., saving all my items. But I found it's not real necessary to treat it like Biohazard, you know, like a survival horror game. Like, you know, you can, you know, use items pretty freely, more like Final Fantasy. And I mean, the price seems to be high for the items, but I haven't really run out of money, so hurry. I have hurried. Michael. So she recognized the mind burst from Malcolm a little bit ago. So hurry, please end me. Oh. No, that's a bummer. I don't want to end you. Oh, it's finished. Everything's gonna disappear. Everybody's gonna disappear. I'm not quite sure why she's fighting me here, but we will find out. The story gets more and more intriguing as we go. Yeah, apparently I'm not going to be able to save these children, I'm pretty sure. You know, we're sort of fighting the mind version of the girl, you know, like a spectral, you know, whatever's left of her thoughts, her soul, I guess you could call it. And they've been talking to us, you know, since we entered this facility. Sorry, girl, I didn't want to do it. Wow, a lot of experience for that one. Come on, talk to me. Oh, so yeah. She says the bodies, you know, are gone of all the children. It's just their DeSPIRIA now. So something with these experiments, you know, separating the children's souls from their bodies. And, you know, the DeSPIRIA kind of, instead of just giving people mind powers, it sort of separates the body and the mind kind of thing. And so, you know, all the children are actually gone. They're real bodies, but what remains is their kind of ethereal soul, you could call it. Their mind imprint, which still exists and is wandering around. And that's what we fought of her. So yeah, they were right. Back when we were trying to save the children, you know, the person was saying that the children were gone, and so they definitely are gone. But what remains is sort of their soul. Even though their bodies are gone, they still exist in kind of a soul form because of the DeSPIRIA experiments. The question is, why are they doing these experiments on these kids? And, you know, basically it's somebody trying to be God. I've seen this pattern before. God complex. That's kind of sad. This is the girl that had those little cutesy, you know, little keychain. Mama ni aita, I want to see mother again. I shouldn't cry. So she was being tough, you know, for everybody else, trying to put on a strong face to help the other kids in the hopes that they could go home. So that's really sad. And basically had their minds ripped out of their bodies. Even though they tried their best, trying to, you know, keep secrets to themselves, but no, it didn't work out in the end. See, those are those little nuigurumi things that she had. I remember we showed it to her mother, and her mother kind of had a recollection of it. Because remember, the parents' memories were also altered so that they couldn't remember, like, why their children were gone or how they were kidnapped. So yeah, once again, it's just like, you know, help me, get me out of here, I want to go home. We got to do our best. Kagi, mentioning of a key somewhere. Sadness. Maboroshida. It's an illusion. Not sure. See, after playing this game up to this point, I realized kind of another reason why this game was never localized or imported or translated. You know, some games, there are some topics or, you know, I'm trying to think of another word, but, you know, there are things that are sort of unacceptable. You know, one example is Tales of Rebirth. Tales of Rebirth is a great game, was never translated, you know, and never imported, or, you know, there's no English version of it anyway. And the main reason for that is because the theme of the game is racism, which, you know, is sort of an unacceptable thing in some countries. But, I mean, the game Tales of Rebirth, you know, really approached the topic really well. Uh-oh, this is a creepy room. And, you know, I'm kind of getting on a tangent here, but, you know, even though the main topic was racism, lovely saw blade, dude. You know, the game approached the topic of racism really well in Tales of Rebirth, and it had a really good ending and a good message. But they said the main reasoning that game was never localized or, you know, translated into English was because of the topic of racism. which I think is really lame. It's a great game. One of the best in the Tales series. Easily one of my top 5 in the Tales series of all time. And sadly, nobody in other countries gets to really try it out. Unless you do a hack or something. But a really good game, but just because of the theme, it wasn't allowed. And this game is kind of similar. We've got a lot of child abuse, if you'll notice in this game, and I've really been noticing it recently. There's a lot of child torture and child abuse in this game, and that's not even though it's horror, that's not really appropriate. And that could be one of the reasons that it was decided not even to bother localizing or translating this game. Number one, it was going to be really hard to translate all this, and number two, the themes are just not appropriate for Western culture, especially child abuse and child torture and that sort of thing. That's just my impression or opinion, based on some other games that I've always wondered why were they never brought to the States or done in English, because Tales of Rebirth was such a great game. Why not do it, get more sales? But apparently it's the theme. The theme of the game is just unacceptable for other cultures, and so it's kind of sad. So yeah, as you can see there, it's straight up child abuse, and probably not acceptable. And one of the reasons why this game will never be done in English. Poor kids, they were definitely tortured there on those tables. Alright, so here's one of the other ones, the second one. Looks like the son of one of those guys that had sort of the green tinted skin or whatever. Apparently this one, had the aperture attached to his head. So yeah, he's explaining that, the DeSPIRIA was dumped into them so much that, eventually it was killed, and all that remains was an incredibly powerful mind. And, I guess you could call it the soul. A person's soul, or just, all that remains is their mind. So she's saying, please, before I, become not myself, please destroy me. So he's like, something inside me, something's happening. So yeah, before they lose themselves, they want Alua to finish off what's left of them, their mind. Because apparently somebody is taking their, what's left of these kids, just their soul or their mind, and absorbing it to make themselves more powerful. Maybe Doc, whoever that is. And they're losing whoever they are. So yeah, kind of a pretty sad story here. So we're not really fighting the kids, we're just fighting what's left of them, their ethereal memories. Just kind of a spirit version of what remains of them and their memories and their thoughts. sorry, dude. Didn't want to do it, but hey, maybe they'll be at peace now that Alua has freed them. So something from the mind burst previously, has sort of unraveled them, distorted them, making things unbalanced. So we've got a couple more kids we need to find and maybe rescue, free their souls. Arigato, nee-chan. Solas. So she's saying, nobody's going to hurt you anymore. You can't be harmed or, taken advantage of, because now the kid's body and his mind pretty much gone. I guess Alua absorbed it there, but probably better to be with Alua than this dog person. New Alam. So yeah, Aram is that other boy that's been crying out. And the other kids have been saying in the dialogue that, he's been suffering the most. So we need to find Alam, help him out. Yeah, these fights have been taking quite a while. These kids' spirits have actually been pretty tough fights. I've cut them slightly short to save time on the videos, but they've been a little bit tough so far. Although I think definitely the toughest fight in this game so far was fighting myself a while back. But yeah, we should be approaching near the end of this game because there's not too many more entries here. In the database, it only goes up to 60. But yeah, I think I'll go ahead and pause the playthrough here. Want to thank everybody for watching. This is a good stopping point, and we'll see you all in the next one. Hope you enjoyed.